Today's video was made possible by Squarespace. What's up internet, Kevin here on TLD. That's right, I'm still here, and today we're going to talk about app games, specifically my top 5 favorite for this past month of June. Now, this particular list is a really eclectic mix. We've got some games that are super casual and others that are quite a bit more involved, all covering a bunch of different genres, so let's check them out right now. So as always, this list is not organized from first to fifth, but what I am going to talk about is talking about the more casual games first, going to the more in-depth ones later. And to begin with is a game whose genre we've really never had on this list before, Lex. Lex is a game whose goal is about as simple as it gets. Spell words, Scrabble style. But instead of treating this as some kind of competitive or simple word search game, Lex focuses on the idea of finding and making words as fast as possible. Each letter has an associated point value, which not only represents how many points they can contribute to your score, but also serves as a value for how slowly the letter's timer runs. If any of your letters have their timers run out, then that's game over. So while making words with high value points is good, you need to get through your low value ones as fast as possible, or else you risk an easy game over. You don't get much simpler than this in game design, but it works. Coupled with pleasant visuals and music, Lex is a fantastic time killer if you want a game you can play without any form of long-term investment. And it's only $1 to pick up, which, if you're the spelling type, you'll end up easily spending enough time on this game to justify the cost. Next up is another game that's really easy just to pick up and play in quick bursts, but of an entirely different genre, Jellies. Jellies comes from the ever-popular touchscreen game genre of linking things together to score points. In this case, jellies that float across the screen. The trick here though is that the best way to score is to create whole circles of same-colored jellies and get bonus points for everything trapped inside. The game runs on only a 60-second time limit, though every 100 points you score earns you an additional 3 seconds. The game also offers numerous usable power-ups and even a time extension option, and while these can be purchased with real money, in-game money can thankfully be used as well, and the pricing is fair so that you never really feel the need to dip into your actual bank account. The game also features unlockables as time goes on, things like new backgrounds and colors, rewarding you for repeated play, and there are a few achievements as well for doing things like accomplishing so long of a chain. Another title that isn't super complex, but it's a simple idea done right with a solid aesthetic choice to accompany it. Easily worth $1.99. Now, upping the complexity a bit more this time is a new game from Cartoon Network, who has consistently surprised me delightfully with a lot of its mobile titles. Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake. While childish in its art style and sense of humor, Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake slowly develops into a surprisingly fun puzzle game. Players take control of our lead hero as well as a number of monster friends he makes along the way, each of which have some kind of useful ability like pushing and pulling objects, ways to stun monsters, or ways to navigate or create pathways in the game's puzzles. Players are rewarded not just by solving each puzzle, but by meeting other side requirements as well, and for doing it all in good time. And while it never gets to be super challenging, trying to 3-star the whole game provides enough fun to keep players engrossed. This is a great puzzle game for kids, but still a bunch of fun even if you're older. For $2.99, it's a great puzzle title to pick up. Okay, now the last 2 games on this month's list are both titles that have come out previously on other platforms before, but have finally found their way to iOS and have made great use of touch controls. The first of which is the brutally challenging VVVVV, also known as Spikes. Coming from the new form of platforming genre focused on high speed, high fatality rates, and fast respawn rates, VVVVV throws players in a super simple graphic style with an abundance of the game's namesake, spikes. Rather than simply jumping, players are able to reverse gravity while they're standing on a surface, and they have to make use of this ability along with a variety of environmental objects to avoid obstacles and, of course, spikes. The game doesn't really force players down any one obvious path after the opening bit, and each little area features its own interesting set of special rules to test players' reflexes and understanding of the mechanics. Simply beating the game is a challenge in and of itself, but if you're the completionist type looking to successfully grab all the game's collectibles, depending on your mentality when facing a challenge, you're either looking at a really great time or hell itself. Fast-paced, easy to learn, but difficult to master, VVVVV is a great platformer for those of you thirsty for a challenge. If you've never tried it on PC, now is your chance at the more than fair price of $2.99. Now last but not least is the most expensive game on this month's list, coming in at a price tag of $9.99, one of the first most successful Kickstarted games and a return to good old-fashioned point-and-click adventures, Broken Age from Double Fine Games. If there's any genre that needs to make a big return that touchscreen controls are perfect for, it's the point-and-click adventure, and Broken Age is a great example of this. Visually gorgeous, great writing, a balance of serious yet absurd story elements, and it's all delivered in a genre that fits perfectly in a touch control interface, in which players simply need to select dialogue options, or search the environment by poking objects or dragging items to them. If you grew up with point-and-click classics like Secret of Monkey Island, then this game is a must-grab to see how the genre can still live today. And if you're unfamiliar with point-and-click adventures, then this is a great way to start off. You won't regret paying a little more than you normally would for an app title, especially considering it's still less than half the price it still costs on PC. Well, those were my top 5 iOS games to come out in June 2014. If there's any games that you guys loved that came out and you didn't see them listed here, make sure to let us know down in the comments. Now, before I get out of here, guys, I do want to take a moment to thank the people over at Squarespace for helping make today's video possible. Squarespace is one of the fastest and easiest ways to build your own website thanks to handy tools like drag and drop functionality. And everything is optimized to look great no matter what device you're viewing from, whether it's a desktop, tablet, or smartphone. They've got a great support staff working out of New York City, available 24/7, and pricing starts out as low as $8 a month with a free domain if you sign up for the year. If you're interested in trying it out for yourself, Squarespace was awesome enough to give our fans the chance to get a 7-day free trial. All you've got to do is use the promo code TLD at checkout. That'll let them know that we sent you, and we'll get you those benefits. Now, to sweeten the deal, if you guys end up using that 7-day free trial, make sure to tweet us the website you build at TLD today with the hashtag SquarespaceTLD, and that'll enter you in a chance to win a whole free year of hosting on Squarespace for your website. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, please make sure to let us know by hitting that thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber yet, then hit that button too, because we've got more great content on the way. And if you guys enjoy my videos in particular, I do have some other projects in the works that are linked down below as well, alongside a list of all the games we talked about in today's video. Once again, if there's any games you loved that you didn't hear in today's video, make sure to let us know down in the comments. I hope to see you guys soon, but until then, I'm Kevin for TLD. See you later.